Hey, it's a Scotch Test Dummies with one of our first Westlands. Westland-American Oak Single Malt.
American.
Let's test it.
We're going to test it Seattle style.
Let's test it.
Lorraine. All right, we're in. I'm going to pour this. This is a 3-year-old American single malt. It flat out says it right on the label. Love it. Love the idea of an American single malt. Non-chill filtered, no
I take that to
coloring
mean it's
added.
100%
Malted barley. Bam. Thank you. It's 3 years old.
I don't need a regulation to tell me that.
Well, regulations are helpful. You know what's in a bourbon because it's regulated.
Scotch Guide shout out goes to Hoyt Hemphill. I don't know if you want us to use his picture, so we won't use that, but he sent me a message on Twitter. We'd been talking. He got a new hat.
Sweet
he
hat.
found it on sale, on clearance online. Saved a lot of money, you know, as they say.
That's right. He's got cool glasses on, but you can't see the picture.
Yep, he's got our coin there, but he got a James Bond Trilby hat from Christie's. Doesn't make me look like Sean Connery, but still good looking hat, he said. Cool looking hat, he says.
Hard to look like Sean Connery. He's an icon.
Hoyt tunes in to a lot of our live streams and comments. He's been watching us for a while. So.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yep, thanks, Hoyt.
Yep. Now, on the side of this bottle, there's a scroll. I can't tell if it's initials, and then it looks like maybe it's something. I don't know. You can't tell, but whatever. Something's scrolled on.
Somebody scribbled. You ordered this from Caskers.
I did.
Right?
I did.
Was it a distillery edition or something, or was that?
I don't think so. They had a sale going on, and you know what? And we may even try this later.
It's a silver Sharpie. It's a scribble. If it's
Looks like ML.
I don't know.
I don't know. But I've got a single cask nation Westland aged 2 years. This is 3 years. And I enjoyed it, as you can tell. So I wanted to try something directly from the Westland distillery and see the difference. I'll be curious to see if you can pick something up.
Now,
we'll talk about it later.
Single Cask Nation is a smaller independent bottler.
Right.
They're doing some single cask nations.
Right.
Just buying single casks here and there.
Right.
We got a 13-year Port Charlotte.
Yeah, and they do it at cask strength. So 46 ABV here. This is 57.8. It's hiding over there.
Yeah, I see it back there.
So you're going to have a higher ABV here.
What's our ABV on the
46,
46?
57.8. So we will try this in a little bit. Just do a little direct compare.
Ooh, wow. Coin 454.
453 here.
Ooh, boy.
Go to ScotchTestDummies.com. Go
We've
to
had
the
some
merch
good nose and whiskeys here lately.
Yeah, nose is great. Rich honeys.
A lot of citrus.
Yeah. I don't know. See, I wouldn't say a lot. I get a citrus hint.
I think your citrus palate is off today.
Could be.
There's been a lot of citrus.
Okay.
Sugars. Sweet oak. I don't know why sweet oak. I don't know if I've ever said that, but
See,
some of the malt. I just got some of the malt.
Okay, yeah, and I think that's where I was calling it. To me, it feels like a raw dough. I get this doughy, bread-like character that I believe is the malt. I get something else, which is maybe a little bit of cherry nib. It's that sweet cherry licorice flavor tucked in there. But I can really get my nose in there, too. Ooh.
That jumps right out of the glass, right at you. Vanillas, creams.
Man. So let me start with the finish. And it's maybe still the nose affecting me, but I get that sweet, chewy cherry nibs flavor at the end of it, which is a subtle sugar, a touch of cherry, a little bit of waxiness, and the flavor lingers. Now there's something different on the forefront and in the middle that I'll have to come back to.
That is here as well. And it's the first time I've had it was in the single cask nation version of this. It's a heavy grassiness, like a dusty grass.
Oh yeah.
Hay.
Yep.
And it's here as well. It's the first time I mean, maybe it's not the first time I've had it, but it's the most pronounced.
Yep, and then right as it moves into the mid palate is where I get a transition away from that dusty grass, great description, to the sweeter, sugary, and the cherry notes. And then it goes right into that finished description I've already given you. Wow. And that's interesting. You know I love transitions, and there is a distinct transition in the middle there.
Now see, as soon as I take a sip on the palate, the sweetness, the caramels, sugars are there. Mid palate, that grassiness moves in. Okay. And brown sugars.
I agree. Because you're right, there's like this short-lived burst of the sweetness that immediately turns to the dusty hay. Okay.
Kind of rose. There's some rose petal in there too on the end, on the finish. You just got that. Very nice. I would not believe that was a 3-year-old. But it says aged more than 3 years. So it's at least 3 years. Now, if it was 4, they would say aged at least 4 years.
For a minimum of 3 years. Yeah.
But for that short a time, it's picked up a lot of flavors.
Yeah. And
what's this for? You gonna pour a little bit of the single cask?
Oh yeah, I want to do a direct compare. And I would hazard a guess. I haven't seen it yet. Push it in.
I forgot. I started to try
I know,
to
you twist
it off.
And
that one's
the single cask nations, you got to kind of push on the glass topper, and then it pops the seal. And I'm glad you're having a hard time. I had a hard time with that before too.
Kind of.
So I think it's been in there a bit. I would hazard there's some more aged expressions coming from Westland. I'm hoping. I don't know that. I've had no insider knowledge, but I'm very curious to see what a 5-year would be, what a 10-year is, what a 12-year and on will be. All right, so single cask.
I'm just going to add it. I know that one's coming in a lot hotter.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start off and
I'll take a drop too.
Water. Just bring it down a little bit closer. Because you said this was 46%.
And this is 57.3.
That's going to be hot.
57.8.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, it's still hot.
Yeah.
I added 2 drops of water. That's definitely hotter on the nose.
Oh, yeah. I got in too deep.
Yep.
Got a little nose hair burn.
Ooh. The nose on the standard Westland release comes off, well, it's coming out a little bit sweeter, a little bit fruitier.
I'm chewing it a little bit. Ooh. You can definitely tell it's the same whiskey.
Yeah. Boys, they're real similar.
Yeah.
It's the same. You get that nice fruit, sweet blast right up front. It transitions into that grassy, dusty palate. Brown sugars, cinnamons.
I think on the finish I get a little bit more of a burst of flavor. Let me try head to head. Nothing super distinct though. 2 years, 3 years, 57.8, 43%.
Yeah. Yeah, they're both real similar. Real similar.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say you're obviously, I don't remember what I paid, but at that higher ABV, you're getting the punch. You can bring it down a little bit. It's a little more sparky as you would expect. Interesting.
I don't know that I'm a fan of the grassiness.
Okay, that dusty grass.
I'm trying to decide. It's very well done. It's very rich. I think you're either going to love it or not. I don't even want to use hate.
Sure.
You're either going to really love it or it's just going to be good. I think it's just good to me. It's close. And I think that grassy note, you either like it or you don't.
Right.
And it's
the maltiness.
I don't know that I would. I'm trying to think if I would go back. I mean, I would like to spend some more time with it and see if my palate adjusts to it.
I give it an 89.
That's exactly where I was going. I'm thinking, does it hit the 90?
Not quite.
Yeah. Close. It could.
That is one reason I want to see even some more aged expressions. It still tastes a little bit young to me.
See, I don't think it tastes young. I don't think it tastes. I mean, for saying it's aged a minimum of 3 years, and for the level, the depths of the wood flavors that are coming in there with it. See, I don't get. I mean, think White Dog. I don't taste White Dog at all.
No.
For 3 years in the cask, I think it's done marvelously.
I think it's great.
So it's just kind of that grass note. I think getting used to it. Their single malt, which is apparently what it is, the single malt, the malt that they're using, or how they're malting it.
Yeah. Chupacabra. I was mid-sip. Thank you for the nod. I thought about letting it go since I was mid-sip, and then when I got the thing, I was like, Chupacabra. Chupacabra. All right, I love what they're doing. Big fan of Westland. You already know I'm a big fan of the American single malt standard, the 100% malted barley. I think that's going to be huge in the future.
I would say if you can sample the Westland first before buying, it might be what you want to do.
And you know what? I can't remember price points at all.
Now, you just bought this.
I know.
I mean, literally like 2 weeks ago.
No. 2 weeks ago I was in Tampa.
That's when did it show up? It showed up while you were gone.
It showed up the day I was leaving. It showed up the 10th. So it's about 3 weeks.
$50?
I'm going to say it was $47.92. $47.92, and I don't even remember what this is either. But I bought this about a year and a half ago. What, are you trying to remember prices?
No, I'm trying to think. I don't think I would regret this purchase if I had bought this bottle. It's still good enough. Like I say, it's that. Do you like that note or do you not?
Yeah.
Is the deciding factor. I think I can work with it. I think I can get used to it. I think
it's got a unique flavor profile. It definitely does. I mean, I think I could pick out, if you gave me a bunch of different whiskeys, I could pick out, I believe, the Westland.
I bet so.
Yeah, based on that flavor profile, and that's probably the best thing.
Now they do. I know they do a peat. I think they've got a few releases, but they've got a peated.
I know, and I really want to try
as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Excuse me. What are we going to do? We got to do a traveling dummy, don't we? Now we've been to the Eiffel Tower in the daytime.
We have virtually been to the Eiffel Tower.
We have not been there at nighttime,
and it's lit up, baby. Who took us there?
Scott Slattery.
Oh yeah.
Scott Slattery is a big supporter.
Huge.
With us on Patreon. He was also big in getting John Glazer on the show.
He was. Very helpful.
John Glazer came on and joined us by telephone.
Yep.
To announce, really, it kind of announced the release of the Buse.
Not really, did.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I think you checked him. Are you able to release that? And he goes, I believe I own the company. I can release it whenever I want.
Coin 415 with Scott has made it to the Eiffel Tower at nighttime.
Nice.
Yeah. Beautiful in the background.
Yep. It's a good thing we can travel virtually. I don't know if I'll ever see the Eiffel.
Yeah, maybe.
Possible. Who knows? We do have passports and we can travel. We're down to our last Patreon. We're almost caught up.
Shout outs. We are going to catch up here.
We're going to catch up. We had a flood of Patreon support come in when we did our 12 Hours of Boom.
Well, we did the 12 Hours of Boom. We already had some episodes shot because you were going on vacation.
Right.
You just got back, last weekend, week and a half ago or
Right.
so. So this is our first time, or we filmed one other time.
7.2 days ago.
But so this is we've been trying to get these cranked out because we had a lot of people, a lot of support came in on Patreon from the 12 hours of boom. And since, not only, well, let's just see, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We had 10 people join since the 12 hours of boom. And on the 12 hours of boom, we had like 12 or 13 join that day.
Keep supporting folks.
So,
it helps us keep the show free. Quite honestly, if we keep getting this great support that we're getting, we may even be able to go full-time with the show a year or two earlier than we planned.
I like the way you're talking.
Yeah, we're years away, but yeah, if we get the support that I think we'll get, yeah.
Tony Cronin's a $2 supporter.
He's a yeller.
Tony Cronin!
Woo!
Thank you for your support. $2 supporter?
I feel like he's from the future with that name.
Tony Cronin.
It's like a Cronin.
Sounds like a bounty hunter.
Ooh. Like the dog, or more like Star Wars bounty hunter?
Star Wars bounty hunter. Definitely not the dog.
I love that.
Dan.
This is why I love our show, by the way.
Dan Greison's a $1 supporter. Thank you, Dan. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan.
Jeffrey Max Grace is a $5 supporter.
Yeah, so he's created his own support level.
Mm-hmm.
And even maxed it out so over a couple of shows. So we're going to yell it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey Max Grace. Give the grace, baby.
Now send us a picture
grace
if you want to. We'll put it in a later episode. So essentially you get 2 shout-outs.
That's right.
We used to send an email and say, hey, send us your picture. We'll put it in there with the shout-out. Yep. And some people would take their time getting us the picture, and it was hard tracking who had we already given them a shout-out.
If you want the photo sent, send us the photo. Make sure you say, hey, this is my photo for the Super Scotch God shout-out. We'll get it in.
Yep. So, yeah, the easiest way is for us, we'll give you your shout-out, tell you, send us a picture, we'll put it in a later show. So
I'm drinking your whiskey, by the way.
You know, Dustin Silvestri, also known as DH Silv 2, he tunes in on a lot of the live streams and whatnot.
Love the Silv.
Also responsible for naming Make America Peat It Again.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
$1 supporter. Thank you, Dustin. Appreciate it very much. And last but not least, and we're caught up, George Wagner. The $1 supporter.
I'm going to call him the wag.
Supporter. The wag.
The wag, baby. You're the wag. Wag it for George. Woo! So very cool. We're all caught up. Get us uncaught up.
That's right.
If you're a super fan of the show, you're a super Scotch God, and you want to be literally a super Scotch God, go to patreon.com. Check out Scotch Test Dummies. We post on there. You can support for as little as $1. You can ramp it up as much as you want. Boom, you're a super Scotch God.
October 19th and 20th of this year, go to scotchtestdummies.com. We're having a celebration gathering.
Whiskey gathering.
For our anniversary, our birthday. But if you go to scotchtestdummies.com.
You can wear bib overalls if you want.
If you want to, you bet.
I think that should be a thing. But maybe not for the first one. No mankinis. You can wear a singlet.
Slingshot.
Singlet.
But go to scotchtestdummies.com, and on the events page, there's more details. It's going to be a good time. The first annual, anyway. So we'll see how this one goes. Yeah. And if we do it again next year, we have some better idea of what to do.
Well, the more support, the more people that show up, the more we're inclined to try it again and do a second annual or third annual. We even had one fan say if it goes well, maybe the 5th one's in Scotland. That'd be cool. So we get some of our European fans involved. But who knows? That's all in the future.
Did we say 454?
I think we did. 453. We do not know what the future holds, but for today, Scotch it, you Scotch God.
Cilantro. Dummies.